Hey guys, thanks for joining me. This is the first video in a 3-video series about home AC maintenance, DIY style. For a little under 20 bucks, I'm going to show you how you can clean your AC evaporator coils. And it's a really simple process. It may seem like a lot if you watch somebody do it, but once you get in there and do it, it's not really that difficult. So my suggestion is get in there and do it if you feel like doing it. But, obviously you're at your own risk. I didn't recommend you do it. And I wouldn't necessarily recommend anybody other than a professional do this type of work, obviously. But this is just the way that I have found I can save myself a ton of money instead of calling an AC company to come out and tell me, oh, well, you needed to clean your AC coils. Huh, really? All right. Well, for a little bit of Dawn Dish Detergent and a couple nut drivers, problem solved. All right. So that's what today's video is all about. I'm Mike Heath, also known here and on social media as Mr. 904 Direct. I'm a 34-year-old video professional that is happily married and loves traveling. For years, I've been on Jacksonville Jaguars game days as part of the video crew, have run an award-winning wedding videography company, and I'm also an award-winning film director, producer, and actor living in Jacksonville, Florida. Now, I've decided to use these skills to share my experiences learning new skills and working on many different projects. This is my channel, and it's gonna have a little bit of everything. So make sure you subscribe and keep tuning in for this adventure. There's a few things you're gonna need to get started on this project. One, you're gonna need an empty spray bottle, similar to this guy right here. Now, this is one that I've already put together for a project similar to this, where I needed a Dawn solution made up for cleaning. But you can get one, probably find one around your house fairly easy. And then the other thing you're going to need is going to be a nut driver. Now, this one you'll have to determine what size you specifically need, because each nut's a different size, obviously. And depending on the manufacturer, it could be a different style, could be a different size, but you're going to need a nut driver regardless to remove the opening panel. So let's go ahead and create the solution, and I'll walk you through the steps on how to create it. What I've done is just taken an old Clorox type spraying bottle and emptied it out, cleaned it out real good, made sure there was no type of chemical still in it from the original packaging, so on and so forth. And then, obviously, I've taken off my top, and now what I'm going to do is use some regular old Dawn Dish Detergent to fill it up with. I am only going to put a very small amount from this bottle into the other bottle, because you really don't need a ton. You're really just trying to get that concentrate at a much smaller dosage than what you would use for washing your dishes, obviously. So that's probably enough right there. So we'll put that aside. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put basically your bottle up to the faucet. This will keep you from having to hold it, unless you want to hold it, of course, But basically put it up to the faucet, and then you're just going to let it run. Let it run until that puppy fills up. Let it just keep going. And then you're going to want to let it keep running to excess until all of the suds are gone. All you want is your clear blue liquid in there. So just let it keep going. It takes a few minutes. Well, not even a few minutes, really probably about a 60-second process. Now, once you've gotten rid of at least the vast majority of your suds, at this point in time, what you want to do is take your bottle. You're going to want to put your cap back on with your sprayer. And then you're going to want to make sure, obviously, that it's tightened down all the way. Make sure it's pointing in the direction you want it to. And then you're going to want to take and shake it up a little bit. So you get that concentrate, like you're going to work some suds back up again probably, but you want to get that concentrate evenly balanced throughout and mixed with the water. So first, we're going to get these nuts off of here. There's 4 of them on here, and yours may be different. Each unit's a little different, I've found. So there's 3 right here on this one and 1 right there. There's none below. It just slides into place and locks in that way. It's a pretty airtight setup here, you know, because you'll have just your rim there on the side and also just your rim here on this side as well. So once you're done pulling those off, you'll just kind of pop it out of place. You may need a little, the edge of your, or the back end of your screwdriver or bolt driver or nut driver to be able to go ahead and pop it out, but it's not that big of a deal. When you open this up, you're gonna have, you may have this, you may have some other type of filter setup going on, but essentially you're gonna remove this, and then inside of there you're gonna have your air handler, and then obviously down below that you'll have your coils, and then even further below that you'll have your filter. Obviously while you're doing this, once you're done doing the coils, probably not a bad idea to go ahead and change that filter because it's probably going to be filthy. And I'll show you how to do that in another video. Now, once you have taken the time and taken off your screws of your panel here, you're going to have all of this visible. Okay? Once you have all this visible, you're going to want to look inside, and right here, right where you can see the light shining here, is your coils. This one has 2 of them. It's a dual-sided coil setup, so I'm going to clean off both sides. So in order to do that, I'm just going to take and spray my solution on there. So let's do that. Now, we're going to go ahead on in here, and I have to use the flashlight from my phone here to be able to show you this. So I'm going to have to do a little bit and then let you kind of take it from there, but I'll show you. So essentially what you're going to do is use your sprayer, and you're just going to spray it on to your coils like this. Of course, you're going to want to get a little better coverage, and you may want to use the stream option on your sprayer if there's some hard to get up areas. But this gives you, at least that shows you kind of how you want to attack it. And then of course, obviously, you'll do the same thing on the other side once you're done with your primary side. Now when you're done doing all of the Dawn Dish Detergent, now I've sprayed it in here. And I've seen other examples where, man, you could see everything rinsing out. But in mine, it's hard because of the angle in which the coils are located. And so it's hard for you to be able to see it on video. So I'm not going to be able to show you. However, I can tell you a lot of stuff was coming out of the coils, which means we at least got it a little bit easier to breathe for the AC unit. So I'm going to go ahead and put everything back together and then see how everything turned out. All right, so first, obviously, you want to put everything back as you found it. So I'm going to put this bad boy back in here first. Okay, so got that in there. All right, now we need to put the cover back over. Now the cover came, as you saw, with these little screws. It's very important to be careful that you put these where you can find them later, or put them in a safe place, because these are your little small screws that are going to probably be hard for you to replace or find replacements for. I mean, you can find them, but do you really want to go through the hassle of all that? So, I mean, I don't, but hey, to each his own. So I'm going to go ahead and put this bad boy back on here. I'm going to slide it down into place. Hammer it in with my fist a little bit. Bam, 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 bam. Slide it a little bit more because these screw holes are not quite aligned perfectly. All right. Now we got action. All right. So we're going to go ahead and put this one in first. You can see that I have a specific tool for doing this with. This is an airflow unit, Intertherm design, or their logo is Better by Design. It's an older unit, that's for darn sure. But I have a Husky 5/16 nut driver here. It was specific size that I had to have. You know, you might be able to get away with another form of tool, but I mean, a set of these nut drivers from Husky at either Walmart or Home Depot, I can't remember exactly where it was like $10-15. So like, you're going to need them eventually. If you're doing anything around your house, you're going to eventually need them. So why not just buy the set? You know, especially for that price. So at least that's my way of, you know, processing it. It's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. About to start taking off some clothes. Y'all better be turning the channel soon. I'm just kidding. You might like it, you know. Who knows? Some people have a thing for chubbies. We're almost done here though. Putting in the last screw here. Some of these screws that they have here actually could be, you could use a, flathead screwdriver for them, but not all of them. See, so 2 of them are actually require the nut driver specifically. The other 2 you could definitely get away with a flathead screwdriver. But of course that flathead ain't helping you with the other 2. So, all right, once we have this in, then we are done with cleaning the AC coils. Bam. And that, my friends, is a at-home DIY for $0 way to, well, I say for $0. Let me backtrack here. If you have to go and buy a set of these tools, and you have to go and get Dawn Dish Detergent, then yes, you're going to spend about $20. It's better than calling the AC guy. I'm going to tell you that right now. Just for a visit alone, it's probably going to be a lot more than that. But if you have Dawn Dish Detergent and you have a couple little tools around, maybe a nut driver set, like, you know, some houses do. I mean, I already had this from another project I was working on, and so I was lucky enough to be able to just go ahead and wait. You know, I think I have the right nut driver, even though we've only been here for a couple of years and haven't built up a lot of tools. I had the right ones for this job specifically, so bonus. So that wraps it up for this DIY video. Thank you for watching today. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button below so that way you can be in touch with whatever else I drop as I drop it. Make sure you subscribe and keep tuning in for this adventure.